Asher Paul Roth, simply known as Asher Roth, born August 11, 1985. Anything in life you do as the minority will present its own challenges that you either accept and find ways over or around, or you succumb to the pressures and let the task devour you. Hip-hop music was created ironically by the minority, but created its own majority in skin color, style, swagger, and expression. In other words, it was started by black and brown people as minority in life, but became the majority in a culture that rose to be the most popular and influential today. In hip-hop, as a white rapper, the road gets very tricky as to how far you're allowed to go. As that white rapper, first off, your skills has to be top-notch in every way to even be accepted. Your creative approach also has to be of very high caliber, and your music has to feel authentic and not reach for in order to gain acceptance. Timing is also a huge key to having success as the minority in hip-hop culture, as some things creatively you may feel the need to do that the culture and/or world may not be ready for. Most importantly, like the most successful white rapper has famously said, you only get one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. That one line is all a white rapper needs to know if he's to have success in the game. Be ready, be waiting, and be humble for when or should that door open, and when the game is ready for a new white rapper, that has to be you or miss the train for the next decade. In 2009, the game was ready for more white rappers, and Asher Roth smoothly found a way through door number 1 with the creative and relatable I Love College song that swept the nation. To date, it's Asher's most popular and successful song that led to his now most successful gold album Asleep in the Bread Aisle, released 4/20/2009. Eminem in 2009 released his album Relapse. He was in the midst of a downtrod in his career sales and popularity wise, which presented a unique opportunity for the next white rapper to step forward. Not necessarily to be the next Eminem, just that there was room now that Eminem did make it acceptable, and now that we've had enough of that, what else is to offer from the quote-unquote white rapper? So the Mac Millers, Yellow Wolf, Machine Gun Kellys, Macklemores, and Asher Roths of the world had their shot in the years the gate opened from 2009 to 2012. With a hit on his hands coming in, Asher Roth had a unique start where he wasn't quite Eminem, but he was still close enough to create interest. And then things all changed, and here we are today. Did Asher Roth fall off? What happened? Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Asher Roth is a rap artist from Morrisville, Pennsylvania that found a unique way into the rap game in the late 2000s. He stated his influences to be Eminem and Jay-Z, and you could tell by the effort put into his flows. To describe Asher's flow, he sounds a lot like Eminem sonically, with a little more relaxed delivery, but the same vein of flipping words you may get on second listen. The persona he created was a gifted wordsmith that didn't take life too serious and didn't care for the normal expectations of a rapper, jewelry, cars, clothes, and women. He had a slight comedic, make fun of self vibe to him that made him acceptable and able to be digested by the majority in a non-threatening way. He rose to fame by posting his songs to MySpace since 06-07 while still in college. After reaching out, record executive Scooter Braun returned Asher's message with interest to manage him and help facilitate a deal with Universal, which he then signed in 2008. Stunt number 1. Thoughts of more to come. The first reason I believe Asher Roth, for the purpose of this feature, will say fell off is because after a hit song to debut his career, the expectations were he had a lot more in store, and that didn't happen. When I Love College dropped in 2009, it was the perfect contrast to Eminem. Not so much contrast, but it was different enough that it didn't feel copycatish, as if he saw the path that worked and mimicked it. Eminem's vices were much more serious than Asher Roth's in the hard drugs and deep family traumas Marshall touched on. For Asher, he just wanted to smoke weed, get wasted as they say, and have a good old clean young time. But because that worked with I Love College, the bar was set for Roth and expectations that he could continue making fun, Creative, harmless songs like that could still chart and make a lot of money on every side was now his task. His second single was called Lark on My Go-Kart. This song, while rap-wise it was top-notch bars, it was a far fall from the direction and success of I Love College. It most certainly wasn't another hit song and was a huge reason Asher Roth lost steam. Even so, his debut album sold over 60,000 copies first week and debuted at number 5 on Billboard. But then, nothing. A few EPs and songs here and there, along with multiple tours, but musically he never got to that I Love College plateau again. The thing about having a hit song is more of that will be desired by the time the song dies down. The all-important second single or second birth of life is also important as a musician and even more as a rapper with how fast the game moves and fans lose interest. I think fans wanted Asher to stay more in the slightly comedic but fun vibes and creative lane with his singles. Instead, it seems the pressure to show he could actually rap and also make more hits affected his direction, leading to songs like Lark on My Go-Kart and She Don't Want a Man, where he's either over-rapping or aiming for the nightclub kidding hit song filled with dumbed-down lyrics made for mainstream. That all was a miss. Stunt number 2, Too Much Time Off. Secondly, I think Asher just took too much time off between projects staying in the mix publicly. With the buzz he had with Album 1 in 2009, Album 2 didn't come out until 2014, and Album 3 2020. Those breaks in time is an absolute no-no in hip-hop if you're an artist wanting to stay in the mix. It's not a necessity because you may feel as an artist you've reached your piece, that place we all have in our select careers where we feel we've done enough and are happy where we are. Maybe that's the place Asher was after the success he had with Album 1 and his debut single, although I'd like to think otherwise. I assume things got tough around the time his label and team understood that a second hit single wasn't on the way from Roth. Maybe he wasn't capable of doing so, or the pressure allowed time to creep in. When sitting in the studio, knowing you have to cook up another breath of fresh air for so many people that count on you for their own success, I could see how that pressure can create creative blocks. You have managers, engineers, tour guys, family, friends, labels, all to appeal with basically another hit to further you all in the game you chose to attach to. But that time in between being on the main stage pushed Asher Roth to the back burners of hip-hop, especially as the sound continued to change and the leaders of hip-hop look and have completely different messages. Now his sound seems more underground because of these things, and I don't see that changing as he grows, which is not a bad thing because this is the Asher Roth I like. The free, creative thinker that's made all the bones he will, so is able to just be himself and create thought-provoking music. May not be popular and cause some to say he fell off, but for the soul, it's good. Stunt number 3, should I clout chase? To clout chase or not to clout chase? That is the question every hip-hop artist has to face on a daily basis, and I think that hamster wheel game for Asher Roth, he just either didn't want to play or didn't know how. He stated in songs before that he does feel insecure at times as the old rapper in the game and has to remind himself that that's okay. That it's not really about being old. You're not old, you're just a professional. Nevertheless, hip-hop is a young man's game, and that youthful energy will always shine through, especially in these new social media days. That young rapper has the energy to live on Instagram Live and Snapchat/Twitter, growing his fan base and clout chasing any way he can to keep the spotlight on him. For an older Roth who's seen more of life and understands the important things of the world outside being socially popular, maybe he doesn't care to indulge in that world of constantly staying relevant. He just wants to rap and make a living doing so. Naturally, I don't even see him being the clout-chasing rapper anyway, because what will he talk about that'll create a following? Not any topic popular with the youth in the last 10 years. So, to the background he goes, and you know what? That's fine. I can appreciate a rapper that just makes music in the most artistic way he can and doesn't clout chase to deceive the fans. But it does cause the masses to think he fell off, and that also has stunted his growth musically from the fans' perspective. All in all, I like Asher Roth and appreciate that he's a true artist. No, he may not be the most popular and may have fell from the I Love College viral grace, but his music today is still worth a listen and is refreshing to see in today's climate. Salute, much respect, but for these reasons, his growth was stunted. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music, and I'm out.